The stars above Earth were silent witnesses to the galaxy's endless power struggles. To most they were distant lights, beautiful but cold. To humanity they were a reminder of how small and fragile they were. Earth was just one tiny blue dot, spinning quietly in the endless void. And yet something about that little planet had made the rest of the galaxy laugh. Far beyond the solar system, the alien empires gathered. Their fleets were vast, their ships gleaming with technology that humans could barely imagine. Armadas stretched for hundreds of kilometers, bristling with weapons, shields, and energy engines that could tear planets apart. And yet even as they approached Earth, the alien leaders chuckled. "This planet," one of them hissed, its voice vibrating through the command deck, "has no chance. Rusty metal ships, primitive weapons. It is nothing but a speck of dust." Another laughed. "They think they can defend themselves? Pathetic. I almost feel sorry for them." But humanity, scattered across Earth, did not hear the laughter. They could not see the alien eyes looking down on them. Instead, they felt it in their hearts, an instinctive awareness that something huge was coming. From the icy peaks of Antarctica to the sun-drenched plains of Africa, from crowded cities to silent forests, humans paused and looked to the sky. In hidden command centers, deep underground and away from prying sensors, human leaders moved quietly but with purpose. Maps lit up with red and blue dots. Engineers checked energy cores and plasma weapons. Pilots practiced maneuvers on virtual simulations. Scientists whispered to each other about new discoveries that could change the outcome of the coming storm. One man, General Armin Lee, stood at the heart of a massive operations room. His face was lined with age and worry, but his eyes burned with determination. "Let them laugh," he said softly to the room. "Let them mock us. Every second they underestimate us is a second we grow stronger. We will show them that Earth is not just a planet. Earth is a home, and we will fight for it with everything we have." The others nodded. They did not need to speak loudly. Their work, their preparation was their answer. Above them, alien scouts hovered near the edge of the solar system, sending back reports of what they called the weak defenses of Earth. They saw small fleets, slow-moving satellites, and scattered missile batteries. They saw what they wanted to see, humans as helpless, weak, and foolish, but the aliens did not see the hidden machines. They did not see the cloaked ships buried in the oceans, the advanced drones lying dormant in the asteroid belt, or the fleets waiting behind the moon's dark side. They did not see the human spirit, the one thing that no scanner could measure, no weapon could destroy. Across Earth, life continued as if nothing had changed. Children played in parks and streets, laughing without fear. Farmers tended their fields, unaware of the fleet gathering just beyond the sky. Doctors saved lives, teachers inspired dreams, and families shared meals, their conversations echoing with hope and warmth. To them, the stars were still a distant, unreachable wonder. And yet, under the surface of everyday life, humanity's hidden army moved. Engineers tested plasma cannons capable of piercing alien shields. Soldiers trained in zero gravity, learning maneuvers that no alien could predict. Scientists refined AI systems that could control thousands of ships simultaneously, responding faster than any alien mind. Time moved slowly. The alien fleets drew closer, their shadows stretching across the solar system. And still, Earth prepared. Humans did not panic. They did not surrender. They simply waited, biding their time, letting the galaxy's laughter fuel the fire burning in their hearts. General Lee looked out at the operations map one last time before leaving for the final briefing. "The galaxy thinks we are weak," he said, almost to himself. "Let them think. Let them see only what they want. They will not know our strength until it is too late. And when they do, they will regret every word they spoke." Somewhere deep in space, the alien commanders continued to mock. Their voices were loud, filled with arrogance. "They cannot even defend a single colony," one said. "Soon we will crush them completely." But the humans of Earth did not hear it. They were listening to something else, something far more powerful. The quiet rhythm of determination, the hum of hidden engines, the whisper of strategy being written in secret rooms, and the steady heartbeat of a planet that refused to bow. The galaxy had mocked Earth's defenses. It had no idea that the real battle, the one that would shake the stars, was already being prepared. Humanity's hidden army waited, and when the time came, the galaxy would learn that Earth was not a world to be mocked. It was a storm, patient, precise, and unstoppable. The alien scouts drifted closer to Earth, silent and deadly, gliding through the void like predators hunting their prey. Their sleek silver hulls reflected distant starlight, giving them an almost ethereal glow. Every inch of their ships was designed to detect weakness, to find the slightest crack in a planet's armor. From the bridge of the lead scout, the alien commander's eyes narrowed. He studied the planet below with confidence and disdain. "Their weapons are primitive," he hissed. "They cannot even control the orbit of their own satellites. Soon this world will be nothing but ash." His crew echoed his laughter. Even from millions of kilometers away, they could feel the arrogance in their own voices. They were certain of victory. They had faced countless civilizations across the galaxy, and none had lasted long against their fleets. Earth to them was just another insignificant challenge. But Earth was not silent. Far below, in hidden underground bunkers and secret command centers, humans were already watching the invaders. Giant screens lit the faces of generals, scientists, and engineers, showing every move of the alien scouts. Every observation, every scan was recorded and analyzed. The humans knew their enemy was strong. They knew the fleets they faced were unlike anything Earth had encountered. But fear had never been a part of humanity's nature. Captain Layla Santos, a young but brilliant strategist, studied the alien formation. Her fingers flew across a holographic map, moving markers and plotting paths. "They are blind to what lies beneath," she whispered to herself. "They see only the surface, only what they expect to see. But we are ready." Around her, technicians activated hidden sensors buried deep in the oceans, asteroids, and moons. Cloaked fleets, undetectable by any alien radar, shifted into position. Drones that had waited for decades hummed quietly, ready to spring to life. Humans had spent years preparing, knowing that the day of reckoning would come. Meanwhile, life on the surface continued as usual. Children played in city streets, their laughter floating upward into the atmosphere. Farmers tended their fields, unaware that scouts from an alien empire were observing from above. Families shared dinners, and students studied the stars through telescopes. To the untrained eye, Earth looked peaceful, unprepared, and defenseless. But this peace was a carefully maintained illusion. Every school, hospital, and city was shielded in secret. Every human life was precious, and every strategy had been designed to protect them. The aliens had seen only what they wanted to see: weakness. They could not imagine the strength hidden beneath. Back on the lead scout, the alien commander continued to mock. "Do they really think they can hide anything from us? Every corner of this planet is known. Every weapon, every fleet, every human is accounted for. Their defenses are laughable." Yet he did not notice the small pulse of energy far beneath the Earth's surface, a pulse that traveled through hidden circuits and networks, connecting ships and command centers. He did not see the hidden engines waiting to awaken, the cloaked warriors ready to strike. Humanity's preparations were invisible, perfect and precise. Captain Santos moved quickly, sending instructions to every hidden fleet. "Activate the outer perimeter. Cloak the deep units. Prepare for reconnaissance interception. Wait for my signal." Her voice was calm, but it carried the weight of every human being on the planet. Every order she gave was a shield for someone's home, a promise to protect a family, a commitment to honor Earth itself. The aliens, sensing nothing, continued their arrogant advance. They sent down probing attacks on a few outlying colonies, expecting little resistance. But even these minor tests were met with precision. Cloaked drones moved silently, intercepting alien strikes with calculated timing. Missiles and energy beams that seemed to appear from nowhere destroyed the probes before they could return to the Armada. In hidden command centers, humans allowed themselves a brief smile. The first wave of alien arrogance had been met with unexpected resistance. The scouts would report back, but their reports would be misleading. They would see only the surface. They would think Earth was weaker than ever. And that was exactly what humanity wanted. Captain Santos stood alone in the observation deck for a moment, looking out at the vast black of space. Her heart beat fast, but not with fear. She felt a surge of determination. "They are blind," she whispered. "They see only what they want. Soon they will learn what it truly means to face humanity." The galaxy's greatest empires had mocked Earth, confident in their victory. They had ignored the warnings, dismissed the preparation, and underestimated the spirit of an entire species. But humanity had waited patiently, hidden in plain sight, and watched as the invaders made the first mistake of their lives. The day of reckoning had not yet arrived. But when it came, the galaxy would tremble, and the aliens would realize too late that Earth's true strength was never in its weapons, its shields, or its fleets. It was in the hearts of every human, united in courage, resilience, and unyielding hope. The black silence of space was broken by sudden flashes of light. Alien scouts had moved too close to Earth, and humanity's hidden fleets were ready. From the depths of the oceans, the shadows of cloaked ships began to stir. From the asteroid belt, long dormant drones activated, their energy cores glowing like distant stars. The human armada had waited for the perfect moment, and now it had come. On the lead command ship, Captain Leila Santos watched the alien formation. Her hands moved over the holographic display with calm precision. "Initiate first strike," she ordered. Every human ship, every drone, every weapon system responded instantly, moving as if they were a single organism. The first salvo struck like a thunderbolt. Invisible from space, the human fleet emerged from their hidden positions. Energy beams pierced alien shields, hitting scout ships with surgical precision. Explosions flared in the darkness, illuminating the void with fiery blossoms. The alien commanders had never expected resistance. Their surprise quickly turned to confusion and panic. General Armin Lee watched from Earth's surface command center as reports came in. "Target the lead formation," he shouted. "Don't let them regroup." Every order was executed flawlessly. Years of preparation, decades of planning, and countless simulations were paying off. Humanity was not merely defending, it was attacking with intelligence, strategy, and speed that the aliens could not comprehend. In the midst of the battle, small human fighter squadrons darted through space like swarms of fireflies. Pilots weaved through energy blasts and alien defenses with skill born of rigorous training and fearless hearts. Each strike was precise. Each maneuver was designed to cripple the enemy, not just destroy it. Humanity had learned to fight as one, every mind focused on a single goal, protecting their home. The alien armada attempted to respond. Their weapons fired indiscriminately, trying to hit the unseen human ships. But every human drone, every cloaked vessel, moved in perfect synchronization. The invaders could not target what they could not see. Every attack they launched was met with counterattacks that tore through their formation. On board one alien cruiser, panic spread like wildfire. "Where are they coming from?" a young officer cried.
"How can they be everywhere at once?"
The commander slammed a clawed hand against the console. "They are ghosts. Impossible. This world should not have any power to fight us." But the humans were not ghosts. They were patient. They were prepared. And most importantly, they were determined. From the surface of Earth to the farthest reaches of their hidden fleets, humans were united by a single force that no alien could predict: courage. As the battle raged, civilians watched the skies light up with distant flashes. From cities, farms, and towns, people stared upward, unaware of the details but feeling the weight of the moment. Fear lingered, but so did pride. Somewhere in the shadows of underground bunkers, families huddled together, believing in the strength of their defenders. Humanity was fighting for every life, every home, and every dream. Captain Santos observed the chaos through her display, a faint smile crossing her face. "Focus on disruption patterns," she commanded. "Disable their communication links. Confuse their fleet. Make them think they are losing control." Every word she spoke rippled through the human forces like a wave. They obeyed not because of fear, but because they believed in the mission, in Earth, and in one another. The alien armada, once confident and mocking, was now in disarray. Ships collided in space, their automated defenses overwhelmed by the unexpected precision of human tactics. The invaders could not regroup. Their sensors were jammed. Their communications were failing, and their pride, once so great, was shattered in the face of the tiny blue planet that refused to bow. On the surface, General Lee allowed himself a deep breath. The first strike had succeeded. Humanity had not only defended itself, they had proven that Earth's hidden army could challenge even the most powerful forces in the galaxy. But he knew this was only the beginning. The aliens would regroup, would strike again, and would not forgive the humiliation of this first defeat. Yet despite the fear and the knowledge of battles to come, there was joy. Humanity had fought back. Humanity had shown its power. And the galaxy had begun to see, even if just a little, that Earth was not weak. Earth was alive, and it was ready to defend every inch of its home. From the void of space to the heart of every human on the planet, a single truth echoed. The galaxy had underestimated them, and that would be the mistake that changed everything. The alien fleets recoiled in shock. Their sleek ships, once symbols of unstoppable power, now burned in the emptiness of space. For the first time, the invaders felt something they had never experienced before: fear. But even as they faltered, humanity was only beginning to reveal its true strength. From the hidden bases beneath Earth's oceans, massive vessels began to rise. Their hulls shimmered under the faint sunlight filtering through the water. These were no ordinary ships. They were war machines crafted over decades, cloaked and protected, designed to strike where the enemy least expected. Humans had waited, patient as the galaxy mocked them, hiding this force until the perfect moment. General Armin Lee watched the activation from the Surface Command Center. His voice carried calm authority over the network. "All units, reveal yourselves. Strike with precision. Make them understand that Earth is not defenseless." Across the asteroid belt, previously dormant drones began to stir. They moved like swarms of metallic shadows, silent but deadly. Each carried advanced weapons capable of targeting alien ships with perfect accuracy. Human engineers had spent years programming these drones to act with the intelligence of seasoned pilots. They did not tire, they did not hesitate, and they did not make mistakes. Captain Leila Santos coordinated every move with flawless clarity.
"Focus on the lead squadrons," she commanded.
"Disrupt their communication and isolate their fighters. Then target the command ships. Timing is everything." Her voice echoed across every vessel in the human fleet, a calm thread guiding thousands of warriors in perfect harmony. The aliens scrambled. Their formations, once tight and confident, now floundered. Every move they made seemed anticipated. Every attack they launched was countered before it could reach its target. They realized too late that what they had considered weak defenses were in fact the heart of a hidden army that the galaxy had never imagined. On board one alien cruiser, panic had turned to disbelief. How can a single planet strike like this?" the young officer stammered. "Our sensors show only fragments." "Yet they are everywhere." The commander's claws gripped the console. "They must be cheating." "It is impossible." But there was no cheating. There was only preparation, intelligence, and courage. Humanity's fleets moved as one, guided by strategy and instinct honed over decades. Ships from hidden bases behind moons, cloaked vessels from the ocean depths, and swarms of drones from asteroids converged seamlessly on the alien invaders. It was a ballet of destruction, precise and terrifying in its elegance. From the surface of Earth, civilians watched the skies. Though they could not see the hidden ships, they felt the energy in the air. Lights in the night sky flickered strangely. Distant explosions illuminated clouds, and news of alien attacks filled the media. Fear lingered, but it was tempered by a rising sense of pride. Humanity was fighting back, and even in the darkest hours, hope burned brightly. Soldiers in space communicated in short bursts, their words measured and calm. "Target the cruiser on the left," one said. "Now move to the rear flank, do not let them escape." Every order was followed to perfection. Human lives were at stake, and every pilot, engineer, and soldier understood that their purpose was larger than themselves. They were fighting for a planet, for families, and for the dignity of their species. The alien fleets tried to retaliate, but their attacks were ineffective. Every strategy had been anticipated. Every weapon was countered. Every attempt to regroup was crushed by human coordination and ingenuity. The galaxy had believed that Earth was weak, but that illusion was shattered in seconds. Humanity's hidden army was not just a collection of ships. It was a testament to planning, courage, and the indomitable will of a people who refused to be mocked. General Lee allowed himself a rare smile. "They are seeing us now," he whispered. "The galaxy will never doubt humanity again. We are not just defending. We are proving that Earth will not be conquered, no matter the odds." Captain Santos, watching the battle unfold, felt a surge of emotion. Her heart raced, but her mind was steady. "They will understand soon," she murmured. "We fight not because we seek war, but because we will protect what is ours. Every planet, every life, every dream, it belongs to humanity, and we will not yield." In space, the alien commanders began to realize the truth. Their arrogance had blinded them. They had mocked Earth, dismissed its people, and assumed weakness where there was only hidden strength. And now, as their fleets faltered under a force they could not anticipate, they were learning a lesson they would never forget. Humanity could not be measured by appearances. Earth's hidden army had revealed itself, and in doing so, had sent a message to the galaxy. The humans of this small blue world were clever, resilient, and united. They would not bow. They would not surrender, and when the galaxy came to mock them again, it would find that the hidden storm of humanity was already waiting, perfectly prepared, unstoppable, and full of fire. The battle in space raged on, but the victory of humanity came with a heavy price. Even as alien ships burned and fled, Earth felt the weight of the war in ways the galaxy could not see. Cities were scarred, colonies shaken, and brave men and women had fallen defending their home. Each loss was a silent echo of courage, a reminder that freedom demanded sacrifice. On the surface of Earth, emergency lights flickered in cities, and sirens cried out warnings of distant attacks. Civilians huddled in shelters, holding one another tightly. Parents whispered to children that they were safe, even when the shaking ground reminded them otherwise. Somewhere, a mother wept quietly, mourning a soldier she would never see return, while a child clutched a small glowing toy, unaware that the real war was being fought above them. In the hidden command centers, General Armin Lee felt every heartbeat of the planet. Each report of destruction, each life lost, weighed on him. Yet he also saw courage. Soldiers who had been cut off from the main fleet found ways to fight back. Pilots navigated burning wrecks and still returned to the fray. Engineers repaired broken ships under fire, their hands steady even as alarms blared around them. Captain Leila Santos piloted one of the fastest strike ships, her mind racing with calculations and strategies. But even she could not ignore the faces she had seen before leaving for battle. Families who depended on her, friends who trusted her, and countless strangers whose lives were now in her hands. Her chest tightened with emotion. Humanity was strong, but each victory came with pain, and every pain was deeply personal. The aliens had expected to encounter weakness, to find a planet that would break under pressure. Instead, they met resilience, but they also forced humans to pay a price. Some of the hidden fleets had been damaged in sudden ambushes. Pilots had risked everything to save their comrades. Soldiers had fought through exhaustion and injury. And yet, through all the pain, they continued to fight because surrender was never an option. On a distant lunar base, a young soldier named Arik knelt beside a fallen comrade, tears streaking his dirt-covered face. "You saved us all," he whispered. "I'll make sure your sacrifice was not in vain." Around him, the base continued to hum with life. Engineers moved silently, tending to wounded ships while communications officers relayed vital information to the front lines. Every human action carried meaning, and every loss carried memory. Across the solar system, messages of bravery traveled through the human networks. Stories of heroism spread quickly. A pilot who had sacrificed her escape pod to destroy an alien fighter, a medic who saved dozens of soldiers despite heavy fire, a mother who had guided children to safety, while coordinating fleet communications from her underground bunker. Each story was a reminder that humanity's strength was not just in its technology, but in the hearts of those willing to give everything for each other. Even General Lee allowed himself a moment of reflection. He thought of his own past, of the people he had lost in smaller conflicts, and he felt the weight of every life on Earth. Yet he also felt pride, a deep, unshakable pride in what humanity had accomplished. They were outnumbered, underestimated, and mocked, yet they fought with precision, courage, and love. Every human who faced the alien fleets that day had done so knowing the cost, and they had not faltered. Captain Santos's voice broke the tension as she spoke over the network. "Remember why we fight," she said softly. "Not for glory, not for revenge. We fight for each life, each home, each dream. Every sacrifice is a promise that Earth will never fall. We are humanity, and we will endure." The alien fleets were still a threat, but for the first time, the humans of Earth understood the cost of survival. They had won battles, but the war demanded courage, sacrifice, and unity. Every life lost was honored by the actions of the living, every injury healed by determination, and every fear faced with hope. Above all, humanity had discovered something that no alien weapon could destroy: the human spirit. It was fragile yet unbreakable, small yet limitless, and in every corner of Earth and space it beat with the same rhythm. The galaxy had seen strength in numbers and weapons, but humans had shown them that true power came from something far deeper: hearts willing to fight, endure, and love even in the shadow of unimaginable danger. And as night fell over Earth, for the first time in centuries, the people looked up at the stars not with fear but with resolve. The galaxy had mocked them. It had underestimated them. But humanity had endured, fought, and survived, and with every heartbeat, every tear, and every courageous act, they were proving a simple truth: no force in the galaxy could break the spirit of a united humanity. The battlefield in space stretched for millions of kilometers, a chaotic dance of light and shadow. Alien ships that once exuded dominance now faltered, their formations shattered by human tactics and unexpected maneuvers. Humanity was no longer defending. They were leading the fight, pushing the invaders back with precision, courage, and unyielding determination. Captain Leila Santos guided her fleet through a corridor of burning alien cruisers. Each strike was calculated, every move deliberate. "Target the rear lines," she ordered. "Cut off their escape routes. Don't give them a chance to regroup." Her voice was steady, filled with authority and calm resolve. Humans trusted her. They moved as one, an unstoppable force unified by a single purpose: to protect their home and prove their worth to the galaxy. On board the command ship, General Armin Lee watched the alien retreat with a mixture of relief and caution. "This is not over," he said. "They will return, but every push we make now will weaken them. Every strategy we execute brings Earth closer to victory." His eyes scanned the holographic map, noting the precise positions of hidden fleets, cloaked ships, and drone swarms. Humanity was fighting smarter than ever, and the aliens were paying the price. The aliens fired desperately, but human coordination was flawless. Cloaked strike ships emerged from hidden positions in the asteroid belt, cutting off alien reinforcements. Drones from deep-sea bases intercepted missiles before they could reach the planet. Every attack the invaders launched was met with precision, leaving them confused, disoriented, and frustrated. They had underestimated Earth, and now they were learning the cost of that mistake. Meanwhile, humans on Earth watched the battle with a mixture of fear and hope. In schools, homes, and shelters, people listened to live reports of the fleet's progress. Children clung to their parents as glowing flashes illuminated the skies, and families whispered prayers for those fighting among the stars. Even at a distance, the courage of the pilots, soldiers, and engineers inspired a sense of unity across the planet. Humanity was proving in every moment that no challenge was too great for their collective will. Captain Santos coordinated a critical strike against the alien command ships. Focus all fire on the center formation. Disable their sensors and shields. We must make them lose control, she ordered. Human ships moved like a single organism, cutting through alien defenses with surgical precision. Explosions rippled through the void, leaving the aliens in disarray. Panic spread across their bridges as officers shouted orders that could not be followed fast enough. General Lee allowed himself a brief smile as reports came in. They are faltering, he said softly. Every move we make now pushes them further from victory. Humanity is turning the tide. But he did not let pride cloud his judgment. He knew that every victory required vigilance. Even as aliens retreated, humans had to remain united, disciplined, and focused. In the heart of the battle, small human squadrons executed daring maneuvers. Pilots dove between energy blasts, weaving through debris from destroyed ships. They risked their lives to protect comrades, guide damaged vessels, and maintain the momentum of the strike. Each pilot's bravery inspired the next, creating a chain of courage that flowed through the fleet like an unstoppable current. Alien. Commanders realized too late that they had underestimated humanity's true capability. Their advanced technology and vast numbers were no match for the combination of intelligence, preparation, and unbreakable human spirit. Every retreat, every failure, deepened their fear. Earth was no longer a weak planet. They had awakened a force that could challenge the entire galaxy. On the surface, civilians cheered as news spread of the humans pushing the invaders back. From the cities to remote settlements, people felt the tide of battle turning in their favor. Their pride in humanity soared. It was not just the ships or weapons that mattered. It was the courage, strategy, and unity of every human fighting for their home. Captain Santos watched the final alien cruisers begin to retreat beyond the solar system. She felt a surge of emotion. The fleet had turned the tide, but she knew the battle was not yet over. Still, she allowed herself a quiet moment of triumph. Humanity had shown the galaxy that Earth was strong, resilient, and capable of far more than anyone had imagined. General Lee addressed the fleet over the network. Today we have proven that humanity is a force the galaxy cannot ignore. We have defended our home, protected our people, and turned the tide against the invaders. But our work continues. We will remain vigilant, united, and ready. Earth will not fall. Humanity will endure. In the darkness of space, the alien fleets vanished beyond the horizon, beaten but not completely destroyed. Humanity had proven its strength, gained confidence, and inspired hope across the planet. They had turned despair into victory, fear into courage, and ridicule into respect. And as Earth's people looked up at the stars that night, they felt the pride of a species that had faced the impossible and emerged stronger. The galaxy had mocked them, underestimated them, and yet humanity had risen, unyielding and unstoppable. The tide had turned, and the final battle was drawing ever closer. The stars were quiet, but not for long. Across the solar system, alien fleets that had once mocked Earth now retreated in disorder, their arrogance replaced by fear and disbelief. Humanity had endured, fought, and proven that no force in the galaxy could crush a planet united by courage and determination. But the war had left scars on the fleets, on the cities, and on the hearts of every human who had fought for their home. On the surface of Earth, people watched the skies light up as distant flashes signaled the final retreat of the alien armada. Children clutched their parents' hands, and soldiers who had returned from the front lines embraced one another in silent relief. Fires still burned in some cities, but the sound of celebration was louder than any alarm. Humanity had survived. Humanity had won. General Armin Lee stood on the balcony of the Surface Command Center, overlooking the horizon. He had seen countless battles in his lifetime, but none like this. The pride in his chest was almost overwhelming, mixed with sorrow for the brave souls lost in the fight. Yet he knew that every life lost had contributed to this victory. Every sacrifice had built the shield that now protected Earth. Captain Leila Santos floated in the observation deck of her flagship, her gaze fixed on the stars. The alien ships were disappearing into the void, but the feeling of victory was not one of triumph alone. It was relief, gratitude, and awe. Humanity had faced the galaxy's mightiest fleets and emerged stronger, more united, and infinitely more respected. Messages began to flood the networks, telling stories of heroism and sacrifice. Pilots who had guided damaged ships to safety, soldiers who had held their ground against impossible odds, engineers who had repaired weapons under fire, families who had protected one another at great risk. Each story was a thread in the tapestry of human courage that now stretched across the planet and into space. Even the alien leaders would remember this day. They had mocked Earth, belittled its people, and assumed victory. They had not anticipated that beneath the planet's seemingly fragile surface lay a hidden army, precise and unstoppable, guided by hearts that refused to surrender. The galaxy had learned at last that humans were not to be underestimated. In cities across Earth, people emerged from shelters and homes, their eyes lifted to the skies. They saw the aftermath, the damage, and yet they felt hope more than fear. Humanity had survived, and the spirit of the planet was stronger than ever. Music, laughter, and the hum of rebuilding filled the air. It was not a world untouched by war, but it was a world that would endure. Captain Santos addressed her fleet one final time. We have defended our home. We have protected every life, every dream, every hope. The galaxy may have doubted us, but we have shown them the truth. We are not weak. We are humanity, and we will endure, together, forever. General Lee nodded at her words, knowing they were true. The fleet had fought with skill, courage, and unity. But beyond the ships and weapons, it was the human spirit that had won the day. Every heart that refused to give up, every mind that found a solution in the face of danger, and every hand that reached out to help another had made the difference. As night fell over Earth, the planet seemed to glow with a new sense of pride. People whispered to one another, sharing stories of the day humanity had defied the galaxy. They spoke of loved ones who had returned safely, of strangers who had become heroes, and of a future that now seemed brighter than ever. The alien fleets had been driven back, their arrogance shattered, their mockery silenced. Humanity had unleashed its hidden army, not just as a force of war, but as a symbol of resilience, unity, and courage. The galaxy would remember this day, and so would the humans of Earth. From the depths of the oceans to the tallest towers, from distant colonies to the heart of the cities, people celebrated quietly and proudly. They had defended their world, honored their fallen, and proven that no challenge could break the spirit of a united humanity. And as the stars shone down for the first time in generations, Earth's people looked up not with fear but with pride, hope, and determination. The galaxy had mocked their defenses, but humanity had shown its heart, its courage, and its power. The hidden army had been revealed, the invaders had been defeated, and the tiny blue planet, once dismissed and ridiculed, now stood as a beacon of strength and hope in the endless universe. Humanity had triumphed, and the echo of that triumph would resonate across the stars forever.